welcome back to my channel and another swatch and review here. Before I get into all the details of that, I just wanted to say off the bat, just a huge shout out to my subscriber Marsha. I just want to say thank you so much for this cute little headband that she had sent to me. It has one of these like faux little like ties in the front, and then it just has like nail polish bottles knitted all over it. And I will link the shop down below, the Etsy shop of the person who created this, but I do want to say thank you so much to Marsha for sending me this because my hair is getting too long and I need a haircut, and this has been keeping it out of my eyes when I get home from work. So I feel like it's been an eternity since I've done a swatch and review here, which I guess probably isn't true, but I don't know, it just feels like it's been a long time because I think spring collections just typically aren't my vibe, so I don't pick up the spring collections in full for the most part. But there was a new launch from Holo Taco, and is it a spring collection? I guess I don't know. It feels like it could be summer, but I feel like she's probably got something in store for summer, so I'm just going to pretend like it's the spring collection. And that is the Light Mode collection here. We have the super colorful box that was, I guess, inspired by the video game Q*bert, and this is a set of 5 new polishes to the Holo Taco line. Now, these are described by the brand as 5 new multi-chromes, which is a little confusing to me because I swear I remember them saying there was going to be a new formula, which I guess in my mind I took to be new finish. So I don't know if this is a new formula of multi-chromes or what. I feel like they look like really strong shimmers in some lights, and then in other lights, they do kind of look like a duo multi-chrome, but we'll get into that more at the end. All the polishes in this collection are $14 a piece, and this box, as of filming, which I am filming on Friday, April 8th, it is still available on the Holo Taco website, and they also relaunched Frozen Bananas, which was that kind of yellowy, metallic-y foil polish that they did for part of Christine's birthday polishes. So if you're interested in either of those, you can pick those up on the website. So as per usual, let's do the live swatches. I have full hand swatches, and then we will get more in depth into everything. The live swatches I did in 2 coats on my ring finger, and then the full hand swatches you'll see in 3 coats, and we'll talk a little bit more about why I did that at the end. And the full hand swatches might look a little bit weird because this nail is not painted, don't worry about it. My pointer finger is broken compared to the other nails because my IT guy made me go in the server room and deal with the servers, and I broke my nail on one of the servers, and I'm still mad about it. I'm still bitter about it like 2 weeks later, but it broke exactly straight across. And so I just decided to go back to the kind of more square nail shape. So, you know, just in case you guys cared. So anyways, let's get into the live swatches, and then we will talk more after that. So first we have the collection box itself. It is a little bit shimmery in real life, which was hard to capture on camera for me. And then when you open the lid on the inside, it says shift into light mode. And it's a little bit shimmery, but I don't know if you can tell. And then our first polish here is called Encryption Key. It is described as a bright multichromatic formula that shifts between reddish pink and orange. And I did 2 coats for these initial swatches just so you can see how the polishes perform. And then in every single full hand swatch, those will be 3 coats. On the first coat, you can see very shimmery, a little bit, a lot see-through. But it does deepen up on that second coat, and I would say almost enough that you could get away with just 2 coats for most of these if you don't mind just a hint of visible nail line. And I don't, so I would typically wear these probably at 2 coats. In real life, you can definitely see the nail line more than in the image there, but here is the swatch photo. Then we have the one that I think is probably the most multi-chromatic of the bunch. This is Sunset Simulation, and it does definitely look like a sunset color. It is described as shifting between rose pink and amber, although, like, to me, this is not my favorite color flip of a multi-chrome. For me, it's just a little bit too dull. I don't know how to describe it, but this one, again, same thing, first coat, shearer, second coat does build up. This is one that I think you'd probably want in 3 coats just because all of the colors in the flip are a little bit sheerer, but you can see that kind of ambery tone on the edges of the nail. And here is the full hand swatch. Sorry about my goofy pointer finger. Here we have Light Link, and this is described as shifting between teal and green. And this is one of my favorites. It's not my top, but I do like this color. I think I have something similar in my collection. I'm sure I do. Like green shimmer in a blue base isn't super uncommon. And I know that these are called multichromes. I'm going to harp on that later, but it does look like just a really powerful shimmer to me. And then here on the second coat, this one really did build up into, for me, I felt like I really didn't need that third coat. I think part of it is, I mean, I can still see a little visible nail line, but that shimmery flip is so distracting, most people aren't going to notice unless they're looking super hard. Here is the swatch photo. This is Flash Drive, and this one is described as shifting between purple and magenta. I don't see too big of a flip with this one in particular, maybe just because the colorways that it flips between are very, very similar, and same as the rest of them, very sheer on that first coat. You can see in my swatches here just how thin the polish formula itself is, and that is not a detriment in the least. I really like this formula. It's a lot easier to apply than a lot of her others. It builds up just fine, and you can see this one's a little patchy in too, but just that thinner formula, it really, really helps with application. I know some people do struggle. And last but not least, we have wireless mode, which is what I have on my nails, as you can see in the video here. This shifts between cobalt blue and turquoise, and it looks like slightly similar if you're not looking at both Light Link and wireless mode. In my head, I'm like, oh, don't they kind of look the same? But no, they are distinctly different. Light Link has a very, very green pull to it, whereas this one here, wireless mode, it pulls way more. I know it says a cobalt blue and turquoise, but I feel like it's got like a purpley kind of a pull to it when it hits the light just right, giving like more very Perry vibes, very periwinkle look to it. So what did you guys think of this collection? I personally had a lot of thoughts during pre-launch, during launch, while it was in transit, after launch, and even still now. I just have a lot of like thoughts and things I just want to talk about. Nothing is really inherently bad. This launch confused me a little bit, but there was also a lot of like good things too. So first and foremost, let's get into the shipping. I always talk about shipping. I had made my purchase on the Saturday at launch, right at 11:28, because the launches never go live at exactly 11:30. They always go 1 or 2 minutes early. And I placed the order, and it was projected to arrive the following Thursday, and it actually arrived around noon on Wednesday, which is even faster than I usually get it, so that was pretty nice. And I will say, when I opened the box, I was really pleasantly surprised, because when I opened the box, you had this guy, and there were these little like black foam, like, I don't know, table type things that they were on the box here. And then this sat right into the cardboard box. Yeah, I saved all my trash just to show you guys this. It sat right in here, so it's not touching any of the edges of the box. And one thing that I've noticed over the course of my mini Holo taco boxes back here is that every single one of them has arrived slightly dinged. Slightly, one of the corners hit the wall in transit and it got a little smushed in. And that's kind of annoying when they're marketing these as like collectibles or collector's boxes, that you're not ensuring that these are going to arrive undamaged. Well, after 2 years, we finally got what we were looking for. So that was a really nice addition. This is the first time I've seen it. Maybe other people have gotten this in the past, but I sure haven't. And I'm glad that they started doing that, because I think this is really going to prevent a lot of damaged boxes in the future. So now I can give this to my boyfriend to throw away in the trash later when he comes home, and he will be thrilled that I added to the giant cardboard box pile. So then we have the box itself. I like the color scheme. I think it's cute and fun and poppy. Not too much to say about it. I mean, it's the standard box that they do for all the 5-piece collections. It's the same size, same dimensions, I believe. But I do like the design, and it's slightly, I don't know if you'd call it foiled. I guess it's supposed to kind of look like duochrome or something like that. And I guess this was inspired by the video game Q*bert, which is an older game. I've never played that, so, and I do know he hops like from box to box or something like that, but that's all I know about Q*bert, unfortunately. I feel like I'm probably 15 minutes into this video, and I don't even know if I've said the name of the collection because I'm a terrible reviewer. So this is the Lite mode collection, and I'm not sure if anybody in this world that I know uses Lite mode in their computer. You know, this is supposed to be computer and tech adjacent kind of a collection. Do you guys use Lite mode? Let me know, because I could be totally off base here. But the second I get any electronic, I log on to my email, I log on to any new computer, it instantly goes into dark mode because I just don't want to look at that, you know? So my thoughts leading up to this collection, a lot of people were pointing out, because they kind of teased, you know, like the edge of the box, people were kind of like, aren't those the exact same colors you just released in that Work Life cream bundle? And they were saying, you know, no, this is a new formula we're releasing, new to the brand, kind of a formula. And so everyone was like trying to guess, what is the formula going to be? Now, I don't know, I can't remember if they said formula or if they said finish, or if that even really matters, because to me, like, when I think of different formula, I think different finish, but that could be like incorrect thinking. But I saw a lot of people trying to guess, you know, what the finish was going to be, what the new formula was going to be. And then on launch day, they called them multi-chromes. This even says light multi-chrome nail polish. Now, I've never heard anybody distinguish between types of multi-chromes. So when I saw that these were multi-chromes, I was like, don't you already have multi-chromes? So I felt a little bit confused. And then when I saw the polishes themselves, I felt like they don't look like multi-chromes. They look like a really, really, really strong shimmer, but still just a shimmer. But then I started having the biggest existential crisis of, I don't know, probably just this week, because I have an existential crisis like every other day. I was like, what is a multi-chrome? Is it just a really strong shimmer polish? What distinguishes a shimmer from a multi-chrome? And I started like being like, am I wrong? Are they wrong? Who is wrong? Who is right? What is going on? And then I wore one for a few days, and I just did the live swatches, and I just am not going to repaint my nail because I just don't care. But I was wearing this one after I did my full hand swatches. This is, oh my gosh, I forgot the names already. This is wireless mode. And I don't know. Because in some lights, I'm like, no, that is a really strong shimmer. And then in some lights, I'm like, no, this is a duochrome. This is a multi-chrome. This is a duochrome. I don't know how many colors are in it, so whatever. But I just can't tell. I cannot tell. And I actually really like the colors. I think they're really pretty. But I just don't know. I mean, there's definitely a lot of gray area with stuff like this. It's like classifying things. It's just kind of like, whatever. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But to me, in my head, it's weird to pay $14 for a shimmer nail polish. But I'd be more okay with paying $14 for something called a multi-chrome. I don't know why. To me, it seems like a multi-chrome is more expensive in my brain. So I don't know. But these are $14. I guess you're just going to have to look at a lot of the pictures. Not just mine, but like other reviewers. And on Instagram, there's pictures everywhere right now. And kind of decide for yourself, what are they? What's going on? What are these polishes? I think I'm just going to stand by my argument of really, really strong shimmers. Unless one of you guys can convince me otherwise, I welcome you to change my mind. But I just don't know. The other thing I found interesting about this launch was that these are advertised, described as on the website, 3 coaters, which if you are familiar with the Holo Taco formula, you'll know that most of her formulas, most of her polishes are 1 to 2 coaters, and they are definitely on the thicker side. Like, I have thinned out quite a few of my Holo Taco polishes just because it's just a little too thick of a consistency for my preference. Not in a bad way, it's just, I make a mess with them if I'm not being like conscious about it. So when I saw that these were 3-coaters, I was instantly like, what's going on? Like, this is very different. And I found, if you watched my live swatch portion, you know, they are 2 to 3 coaters. You can get away with 2 on shorter nails, I think, because they are so reflective, or not reflective, but they do have that like huge shiftiness to them. So it kind of distracts from visible nail line, and you might just have the preference where you can show a little bit of visible nail line. But 3 coats will definitely blur that out even more. I have 3 coats on my nails right now, and you guys can't see it just because of the way the camera works, but you know, if I do hold it up to the light, I can see visible nail line through it on those longer nails, but it's only if I'm holding it up to like a blinding light. And so that's why for the live swatches, I did 2 coats so you could just kind of see how the polish performs and all of that. And then in my full hand swatches, I showed you 3, which I think is probably going to be most people's preferred way to wear them. This formula, like I said, is very thin compared to the other polishes in her line. However, it's not runny. Sometimes you get a thinner polish that just starts running down the side of the nails really quickly. No, this is not like that. It goes on thinner, but it doesn't seem to run all over the nail. It stays where you put it for the most part. I didn't flood my cuticles at all. I think I had it run down my nail one time when I was doing the full hand swatches, and that's just because I put way too much on. That was a user error. But these are, despite being thin, not runny, so they are still a good formula. I actually prefer this formula over her other stuff just because, like I said, I like a thinner formula. I don't mind working in 2 to 3 coats. I think a lot of people do mind 3 coats, but for me, I just like painting my nails. So if I have to do 3 coats, I'm like, yay, I get to do another one. You know what I mean? So that's just me. So like I said at the beginning, these guys are 14 bucks a piece. And for me personally, I don't know, it feels a little steep for polishes that I'm just so convinced in my mind are shimmers. But, you know, everybody has their own personal price point. So I just want to say, like, I think they're expensive for what they are. But at the same time, I don't think that I have any shimmers quite like this. So I'm not, like, upset that I bought these. I'm not like, oh, I'm out $70. Or, I mean, I am out $70, but I'm out a lot of money from this hobby. So that's a me problem. But I don't feel, like, regret from buying them. But I also don't know if they ever released more in this line, in this formula, and this finish, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if I would buy more of these, because I mean, these 5 here, I feel like they've covered it. I guess I don't know what other colors they could do. I'm sure there's other colors in the world, but I just can't picture them in my mind. So I'm happy with these. I like them, but you know, it just, price is kind of a personal thing, and for me, I just don't think that I would be able to justify spending 14 bucks on another one of this finish. So my favorite colors from this particular release are, well, the one I've got on my nails, and like I said, that is wireless mode. It's this kind of vibrant blue. It's very Perry. I think it's just kind of a little bit very Perry vibes. I like blues. Can you tell with all the blue surrounding me? For some reason I feel like I don't think that I like blue, but I like blue because I have so many blue polishes. And I like this one because it has a purple shimmery kind of tone running through it. When the light hits it just right, it looks like it's glowing. And then kind of in the similar vein, I like Light Link here, which it's kind of a bluey green, and I like, you know, any kind of teal-y colored, and that's kind of where this comes in. I liked the purple. I thought the purple was fine. It's just, I feel like I have super shimmery purples. I have a lot of purples. I mean, I guess I have shimmery blues, but I liked those blues. The kind of reddish pink encryption key, I could kind of take it or leave it, although kind of looks like my lips. No, it doesn't. I feel like this lipstick I'm wearing makes me look like I just drank a bunch of Kool-Aid, but I hate Kool-Aid, so. But yeah, it's got like pinky with a orangey yellow flip to it. You know, if you're into the reddy kind of colors, then this one's for you, but you guys know how I feel. I'm just not a big red person. It's a beautiful classic color. I'm just bad at painting it, I guess. And then this color, Sunset Simulation, it's funny because this is the only color upon launch where I was like, that's the only one that looks like it is actually a multi-chrome. It's the one I don't really care for. It's the one I like the least. I don't know if I hate it. I feel like it'll grow on me, but I don't have a single multi-chrome in this kind of a pinky yellow color flip. You know, the ones that go from like a yellowy color to the magenta-y red. I don't have a single multi-chrome in that colorway. I think that's probably the only multi-chrome colorway that I don't have because I just don't find it very appealing. I don't know. It's that kind of muted-ish yellow look. It just looks, I don't know what it looks like. It looks like old metal or something. It reminds me, I don't know what it reminds me of. It just, like pipes in a house or something. I just don't love the colorway. So this is really the only one where you can't even really see the yellow flip on camera. It's mostly just that like purpley pink color, but just not my favorite. And to me, it's way more multi-chrome than the other four in this collection. So that is the Holo Taco Light Mode collection. Let me know down in the comments if you guys picked this up or you're going to, what your favorites were and like what you think this finish is, because I don't know, man. I cannot wrap my head around this being a multi-chrome. And I think I saw some people saying like, well, it's a light multi-chrome, but I've never heard of a light multi-chrome. So if there are other examples of this in other brands that you guys could just let me know so that I could just look at them, I guess, and like justify it in my head, I would really appreciate that. The thing I really liked about this particular launch was just seeing more and more little improvements, like I said, with the shipping, for me at least. I know sometimes I say like, oh, the shipping was so great, and then I have like 10 people in my comments telling me how bad their shipping was, and I'm like, oh, sorry, because it's like good for me. Like I had great shipping, and I like that they added that aspect in with those little like foamy guys holding it up. I like that they're still adding formulas to their repertoire, even if I'm confused about this one. But I do think it would be cool if they expanded on some of their smaller formula bases that they have. Like the medals, I don't know if those didn't do very well, but it was like they did those medals one time and then they never launched any more of the frosted medals or whatever they were called ever again. I guess they did multi-chromes again. I think it would be cool to see, you know, something else that isn't expanding on like creams or something, because she's got a lot of creams now, but that's not necessarily a complaint. I see a lot of people complaining about the number of creams that they're launching. I'm like, well, they're a nail polish brand. You got to have some creams, right? And as always, I really enjoy that we get to see a little bit more behind the scenes of this brand. Like they're just talking about Ben was the one who helped design this box, or like helped pick the concept for, you know, the Q*bert style box. And I just think I'm always really interested in the like how it's made kind of content, just for anything. Like it's just really interesting to me. So I think it's cool that she kind of lets us see the behind the scenes and all that. And so, you know, I really do enjoy this brand, but I am trying to break the cycle here, because I have bought every single launch on launch day, blind bought, just because I'm like, well, I have them all, so I gotta keep buying them. And I just feel like that's not a healthy mentality to have about really anything. So I want to try to take a step back and be a little bit more conscious about buying these. But on the other hand, I like doing the reviews, and I'm always like, oh, you know, this will be a good review for my channel. So let me know down below, do you guys enjoy the Holo Taco reviews? Do you get much out of them, or would you prefer to see me kind of diversify and throw in other brands instead and kind of allocate my, I guess, Holo Taco budget to maybe some other, maybe more indie brands, or maybe even mainstream brands that you guys want to see full collection swatches of? Let me know down below. I really value your guys' feedback, and it helps me out more than you could ever even imagine. So with all that said, I just want to say thank you one more time to Marsha. I love this headband, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.